Hey, welcome to the Caffeinated Mammal Compilation Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Fox. Today we have Jiu-Jitsu, a very young hardcore band from Charlotte, North Carolina. They talk about their early start with an unlikely influence, finding yourself at punk shows, bonding over band shirts, and they perform their song Stolo from their upcoming EP. All right. So we are in the studio with Jiu-Jitsu, a hardcore band from Charlotte, North Carolina. Will you guys introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Riley. I play guitar.
I'm Josh. I play drums.
I am Christian on vocals.
I'm Anthony. I also play guitar.
I'm Garrett, and I play bass.
Right on. So tell us about Jiu-Jitsu. How did it start? What do you do?
So, Jiu-Jitsu started just by basically a web of friends coming together based off circumstance, which is I guess that's how most bands start. But I mean, I guess we can get into more specifics if, I think Riley and Garrett are the best to talk about. There was some high school stuff, and there's also, you, Sean, are also very involved in this, even if it's outside. Do you want to say on this, Riley, or do you want me to?
Well, I mean, you were the reason I went to Furnace Fest, so that was kind of
Dude, you didn't even
transformative.
talk to you. said you saw me there and messaged me after we were back. You're like, yo, I saw you at Furnace Fest. Like, you didn't even talk to me.
Yeah, so I saw you once, and I was like, so I was 18. I went down there by myself, and I was kind of like anxious the whole time, particularly the first day, and that was the only day I saw you. During
I was
CU
also
Space
really
Cowboys
high
set.
that day, so
Yeah, yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
it was kind of an
And
accident,
I like
but-
tried to wave at you from, and you just like.
Yeah, that checks out.
I think this is a good time to say that Sean, otherwise known as Mr. Fox, was me and Riley's high school math teacher, 9th grade math teacher.
I was not high then.
Well, it's good to know.
Well, you were teaching high school, but
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess you could say me and Riley kind of both going to the same schools. We both went to the same middle school, same elementary school for a little bit,
yeah, for a little bit. I think like 3rd through 5th grade.
but kind of coming into being alternative people, listening to different like non-mainstream music, and then having an influence like you did, a person who plays live music definitely started leading us down the path that would eventually turn into jiu-jitsu.
That's really fucking sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, and actually, you were the reason that I started going to punk shows too, and I met most of the friends that I like got into playing music with. Besides a lot of these guys, actually, with the way it worked out, because you recommended. I was like 17, and you recommended me a few venues that I couldn't get into at the time. And then as soon as I turned 18, I started just going to random shows at the Milestone, random shows at Snug Harbor, and started meeting people that way. So
Is
that
it
was-
punk to cry? Because I'm about to. This is.
It's very punk to cry, especially
Anyway.
yeah, very hardcore.
Yeah. That's super cool.
Yeah, but then I guess jiu-jitsu kind of formed outside of like I think all of us had been trying to be in bands for quite a while, and we'd get like a couple practices together with a few people, and it would never really work out. But then kind of shitty band that me and Josh were in fell apart, and Anthony finally decided that fuck it. We're finally going to throw this band together. And you brought in Christian. I think I brought in Garrett. And then we finally had something that was working pretty well.
Don't forget, you, me, and Garrett were also in a band for 2 practices in high school called Corduroy Boxers because I was wearing.
That was
No,
college.
That was college
that was
already?
college because I
don't
met
remember anything.
Garrett at UNC Charlotte. I had a fucking Green Day shirt on, and you walked up to me and started talking to me about my Green Day
Green
shirt.
Day is
Dude,
heavy,
I remember
man.
one day in high school you were wearing an August Burns red shirt, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Riley
No,
still
I actually
wears
have that.
August
I
Burns
have a
red shirt.
hoodie with me that's August Burns red, and I love it because it says since 2003 on it. I was born in 2003, and the band started in 2003.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Dude, this man has wore that August Burns red hoodie to like almost every practice in every
Dude,
band we've ever been in. And
I still
it's so
have
funny.
I still have a Zayo hoodie that I bought in 9th grade that I still wear. So yeah, I get it.
So by that point, that introduces Riley to Josh and Riley to Garrett. Riley, then I know Riley through, or I know Garrett and Josh through Riley, and Christian came into it, completely
Yeah,
blind.
I didn't know anybody because like you guys were all from like north of Charlotte and I was from south of Charlotte. So like, and I met Anthony. Actually, ironically, like a very similar way. It wasn't a little bitch band like Green Day. It was Knocked Loose. Just kidding. But no, yeah, yeah, a little bit niche. But we were in the woods in a like for a class, and I was like, hey, I like your Knocked Loose hoodie. Do you want to like do anything about that? And uh, and then I remember telling him that I really wanted to do vocals in a band because like I kind of did a thing in high school like just with me and my friends. It was I wouldn't even call it a band. It was us making like 10-second long grindcore songs in my friend's bedroom, and then like I told Anthony that I had done vocals in that, and I was trying to sound like Dickie Allen. It wasn't working, and and then just like 3 months later, he was like, "Hey, I'm getting a band together. You know, I want you on vocals." He had never heard my vocals before or anything. I couldn't do lows until about a year in, and like it was just very
Just going on vibes.
literally and then I showed up. I was so nervous because there were people there at practice that were not in the band, and I was like, "This is fucking scary." But yeah, it turned out really well.
Yeah, I mean, it was all basically me off of a whim. I just decided one day I had started going to shows. I actually went to shows a lot later than Riley started going to shows, but he was still my in. But I got into that, and I just loved it. It was the first social situation where I perfectly felt like myself, and I also realized because before I really started going to shows, I always knew I wanted to move my body in music, and I didn't really know how until I started finding hardcore. Uh,
You
I'd
could
been
also
to
try like ribbon dancing. I think you
That's-
might be into that too.
I
Interpretive
would
ribbon
love
dancing?
river dancing. No, ribbon dancing. Uh, yeah, I actually before I really got into hardcore, I was into a lot of straight up punk, but I also listened to indie and ska. I
I
don't
was
know.
a big ska guy.
I was a big ska guy.
Huge
You
ska
probably
guy.
remember that a little bit.
I
I do.
remember you were like the first person I ever met in my real life that actually liked ska, and I was like, I thought it was a myth. Before I didn't think people actually liked it.
I
Don't you-
too went through a ska phase in high school.
No, despite
you-
Anthony being the ska fan, I feel like I've been the most insistent that we get a saxophone player.
Yeah.
Stop.
I
You have a
support it.
streetlight tattoo, don't
I
you?
do. I have
Yeah.
my first tattoo is a streetlight manifesto tattoo right above my knee, and then obviously I have a traditional Panther now because I started listening to hardcore. So now I have
As
to.
you should.
Yeah,
Oh no, tell the story. Tell the story behind the Panther.
it's
Pepita, isn't it?
it's my cat Pepita, who's named after the giant alebrije from Coco. It's pretty cool. But I try to not let people know it's a Disney tattoo. But now everybody who listens to this is gonna know.
The whole world knows because this is a very popular podcast.
World famous.
So, let's talk about the song "Stolo" that you performed for us today.
Yeah, so Stolo has been in our music roster for a while. We actually haven't recorded any music in over a year, but we've been playing shows, and it's just been a struggle because we're very busy. But I'm gonna go to the guys over there on the couch to talk more about what Stolo's about because those three have more involvement in it.
Well, this is that song that pushed Christian to have low vocals.
Yeah, this was the first one where I was like, I can't cut it with just like shitty mids and highs the whole time through. Like I need to throw in some like stank on it.
Oh yeah, and it's stanky. So like, going more, I guess, back into that other band that me and Riley were in. How would you put it?
So the main riff for that song was something that we had been throwing around in that band for like 6 fucking months, and we could not write anything around it. We were like, this riff is so sick, and we just could not get anything to work with it. And then for some reasons that band kind of fell apart. And we finally decided to reuse that, and the song came together so much better playing with these guys. So that was kind of nice. And also, Josh and I had 6 months experience playing it already, so.
Yeah, it definitely helps.
Yeah, it's never bad to like scrap something for parts that didn't work the first time and make it something new. It's pretty cool.
6 months in that band, and we played one show.
Yeah, we played one show. Yeah, it was like this shitty little effectively like a house show, a DIY show.
Those are the best.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun for sure.
Stolo's also like one of like what 2 or 3 songs I didn't do the main riff on.
Something like that.
Mr. Man wants his credit.
We with Stolo, we chose the name because like Christian's car got stolen right around the same time we pulled this riff into this band. So we were like teetering between calling it Stolo or like whipping a Stolo.
And then I put in the lyrics, and I mean, it is not about a car at all. But like,
No.
Do you want to talk
but-
about what it is about then?
just some like deep personal stuff that's happened to me in the past. Don't want to get into too deep of detail on it. Yeah, emotion. But I mean, yeah, it's just very, very important to me, and I mean to be able to mix it with like the other guys' messages and kind of like, put in something that's a little bit for all of us. It feels really good to like to make something that like if like. I mean, we have other songs that are really, really good. This feels like the first one that like it like fully came together, like completely, and it just immediately felt right.
Cool.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that makes me like this song particularly is the fact that me and Josh, at least, and the rest of the guys had a little bit extra time on top of it, but we had so much time to play around with it. Well, specifically Josh, because I love the drum part that you have in the second part of the song, where it's like it like pushes and pulls you. If you want to. Like the second time the main riff comes in, and you alter between.
That is a really cool part. Like, I don't know, I struggle with writing hardcore drums, even though I love hardcore so much, because I struggle to be simple and like simplify things.
This man, whenever we started, he would
Oh
come in
my
with like
God, dude.
solos and like the craziest fills, and it's like no, you're gonna
It
have to
was so
scrap all
busy.
that, buddy.
That's why the first demo is effectively a punk demo, because like I just took it so fast, and like I grew up on metalcore, and like specifically fast metalcore where they're just playing like boop-gat, 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 boop-gat through like all the verses and stuff like that. So like everything was always way faster and busier than we wanted it to be. And now, being a big Machine Gun Benny and Tsunami fan, I've learned how to at least make it tasteful if I'm gonna fill in so much space.
When we took away that one tom, but now that you only have a floor tom and a top tom, that really made a difference
yeah.
as well.
That's what took it from metalcore to hardcore.
That's what did it.
That's the difference. It's one tom.
Yeah.
The one Tom.
Mentioning hardcore too, I think that's one thing I really love about Stolo is that it really gets down to the DIY part of things, and it's just messy. Like it's not a well produced like. Well, I mean, it's well mixed, but we're not putting bass drops in it. I don't know. I don't think I meant produced. I think I meant.
No, I
maybe
get it.
read.
It's
yeah.
raw and pure.
Yeah, it's
And-
live.
So we recorded the performance part of this a few minutes ago, but it'll be at the end of the episode, of course, as usual. But just being in the room, the energy, it is raw and it is pure, and it's a straight up like solid hardcore song.
I mean, it is
It's
definitely
fun
one of our
and
like
chuggy and
yeah, it's definitely one of our most just like beat the fuck out of somebody songs.
It's true, but also has that fun two-steppy part that's not like too heavy. But
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
No, but I really love the song, and we came here, we were gonna play another song, but then we realized, wait, we really should do this song. And I mean, we've been wanting to record this music for so long, and I'm really excited we finally got to put it in a place where we really like it. We've been trying different things. We've done live recordings. We've been to a couple of studios, but this space right here is probably it really helped us pull it together too, and I want to thank you for
Cool.
that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm stoked to be here. We've, tried to get you on here before. I've tried to get you guys on Evolution Summerfest back in August, and it just didn't work out due to schedules. And hopefully, we get to do it this year, and we can have you guys on it then. But I'm just excited to be here. I taught you guys in high school. We formed a kinship then over music and such. It's been cool to keep in touch with you guys over the years. You guys have graduated college now. That is
Not quite. I've still got a semester and a little bit left.
fair. Well, either way, it's been a long time because I taught you when you were freshmen, so it would have been like what, 8 years?
Holy shit! Don't say that to me.
Okay, fair.
I feel old now.
I'm much older than you, but yes. But either way, it's been cool to keep up with you guys over the years, and to see you doing this is rad. So I'm stoked to be here and appreciative to be part of your story that I didn't realize I was. So thank you.
Thank you. It's so cool for it to come together and all to come back to this point. It's very cyclical, and I feel like a lot of things end up being that way, and that it just worked out this way is awesome.
And what else are we doing today while you're here?
We're after over a year since our first demo, which we recorded in my parents' basement and kitchen, because we never really had plans of this band going much farther than one show, and here we are. We're gonna finally put out some new fully produced Jiu-Jitsu tracks, and we're really, really excited. After this performance, I feel so good about it.
Dude, I'm stoked to hit the space bar for you guys and make some stuff happen.
Oh, we're so stoked. We're really ready for this.
Cool. Anything else anybody wants to bring in or plug before we?
Yeah, mentioning not sure if it would go past one show. I remember when Anthony, he texted us. We didn't have any songs written at the time. And he's like, hey, we're on Slay Together Fest. You get songs ready. It's going to be in May.
Oh yeah.
Slay Together was so insane for our first show because it was like, what, 350 people there? I think that's still kind of the biggest show we've ever played.
Dude, you guys have played some cool shows in the time.
We really have.
Yeah.
We try not to take it for granted because our first show is still the most people we've played in front of, and like the fact that we pulled it off and so many people liked us is like we're kind of just like why like actually why.
But yeah,
It's cool though.
reaching that goal for the first show has put everything in perspective. Everything since then has just been. I'm just thankful for everything that we get because it's already achieved more than I ever thought it was going to. And
Music's cool, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
It's done so much for me since I discovered punk rock, and it changed my life 100 times and saved my life more times than I can count. And it's I love seeing that still happening for people.
and it's gonna keep happening for a really long time. It's gonna past us, and it's crazy going from you influencing us to us influencing other people, and
cool.
people coming up to us and being like, "Jiu-Jitsu is like the first local hardcore show I ever saw." I was like, "We're babies," and you're like an infant then, you know.
I want to mention one thing, just backtracking a little bit about that first show. It's kind of crazy to think that like everyone except me, Josh, the drummer, were like, y'all practiced like for a couple weeks before me. And then when I came in, it was like, okay, we have one show booked in May. We have no songs written.
We have
came
2
in,
months.
That day, Christian wasn't there yet. But we banged out like 3 songs in that one night, or like one like 2-hour session, right? Yeah, no. I'm talking about that first practice though. Like
that first practice, we banged out 3 that we a lot of the time still play.
yes.
We're trying to get these tracks recorded so that we have a more of a base, but Yeah, and we banged out 8 songs to be able to play, which
Yeah,
is pretty
8
crazy
songs.
because a lot of bands play like 2 or 3.
And in that time, between February and our first show in May, my appendix ruptured. So that was like a month and a half already that we
Jeez.
couldn't practice.
You were only cleared to like play like a week before that show.
Yeah, literally. And I was just like sitting there like memorizing the structures and patterns in my head. And then I went down to Anthony's basement and I had to have help carrying my drums downstairs because I wasn't cleared to carry heavy things yet. And I was like down there just like blasting out punk beats. And like I was like, "Oh wait, do I feel like my sutures rupturing right now?" Like it was hardcore
Worth
as fuck.
it.
Yeah, it was so worth it, every bit of it.
Very cool. Very cool. So, right on. Well, I really appreciate you guys being here. It's been super fun.
Thank you for having
chat.
us.
Yeah,
thank you
Much
for having us.
appreciated.
so welcome.
Thank you.
So we're gonna wrap this conversation up, and then we're gonna go record a couple more tracks.
Sounds really
Sick.
good. We're super excited. I gotta recommend this studio to anybody who's really trying to do something. It's so cool.
Thanks.
Just looking around.
It's a fun place to hang out for sure. So cool. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's Jiu-Jitsu performing Stolo.
Two people enter! One person leave! And I'll be goddamn sure that it will be me! You back! I hate that you're alive! It's succeeding! You take everything from me! Take everything from you! When you choke on your word! I die straight through! This goes out to a special someone! You know who you are, you bitch-ass motherfucker!
I'm just gonna hold it here and breathe in it the whole time.